Hey everyone, welcome to our webinar, Using PowerApps to Extend Your PPM Tools. My name is Ray Cecily and I am a team member here at Prosperi. And I just wanted to give you a brief little welcome and just tell you some of the things we're going to discuss today. We're going to look at how to create a Power App from a SharePoint list, then taking that list and creating an approval flow in Power Automate. We're also going to just demonstrate the Power App capabilities in a pre-made app, showcase an app displayed in a project detail page in Project Online, and showcase an app that reads and writes data to Project Online. So we have a lot of content to show you in only 30 minutes. So first I want to introduce my panelists. We have Larissa Sartorio and Andre Tiberio, my colleagues. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
So glad to have you guys here. So since we have a lot of content, we're gonna take some questions at the end if we have time. If not, we will get in touch with you and answer those for sure. We have a lot of content, so I wanna pass it over to them. Before we do, we're gonna turn off our cameras so that you can see a full screen. We just wanted to say hello so you can see who's talking, but we're gonna turn off our cameras and I'm gonna pass it over to Andre.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction, Ray, and let's get straight into it. So here on our browser, we have our project online. As you can see, this is the PPM tool we chose today to showcase some Power Apps and Power Automate capabilities. So we are using Project Online today. And here we are going to our SharePoint list that we have prepared for the first app that we are going to create. So it's a change request list, very useful and very popular in project management, right? Here we have our fields. It's a very simple list with only title, description, approver, that is a person field, right? Status, it's an option field, the status, the default value is pending, and project, that it's a lookup column. So here, it's important to show that we have created as well a projects list that it's interacting with the actual projects from Project Online. So in the background, there is a flow that synchronizes the projects from Project Online with this list. So we have the unique ID and the name of the project. So let's get back to our list. And this list is important for us to perform the correlation between these two entities. So as you can see, here we have a PowerApps button, and if we create an app, we will receive a ready-to-use app that it's communicate with SharePoint that we are using to store our data, and then we can interact with the app to create new items, to edit the existing ones or remove them. So let's create here the change request app. And here PowerApps, it's going to do PowerApps with Union with SharePoint is going to do its magic for us. So while it's creating the app, let's talk a little bit about PowerApps. PowerApps is growing up really fast, and it's already really big, as you can tell. Why is that? You will see that it's very easy to use, and it's very powerful. Another reason that it's why it's become so popular, it's nowadays almost every Microsoft license you have the right to use PowerApps. So from Office 365 license to Plan license, and also the Dynamics license. So there are a lot of licenses that enable us to use PowerApps and Power Automate as well. They work very well in Union. Here, let's talk a little bit about our Power App Studio here that we develop our apps. So as you can see here on the left, we have our three screens. So our app has the browse screen, the detail screen, and the edit screen. Okay. So if we expand it, we can see the components that makes our screen. So we have the text search box one, icon, new item. So this comes out of the box. We just click the button and now we have a ready to use app. So icon refresh and we can see every component and see what it does. Here, for our selected component, we have its properties. We're not going to change a lot of things today. I'm just telling you how can you start your PowerApps journey, if we can say. So the onSelect property, it says, what does this button do if we click it? So here it's saying it refreshes change requests. So change requests is our data source, that's our SharePoint list, and if we click this button, it's going to refresh it. So we can add a new item in the list directly, and then come here in the app and click this button. It's going to retrieve the new item we have just added. So let's show what how can we test our app. So here we are going to hit play. We are going to add a new change request. So I'm just going to type some dummy data because we have a limited time frame, and then we are not going to take some time to thinking about some realistic data here. So I'm going to be very fast. So change request, webinar, description, approver is going to be Bach. It's our demonstration user, Bach and Mozart. It's going to be pending, and the project is going to be office renovation. We could have attached the file, but let's make it quick. Submit item. And there it is. Here in PowerApps, we have our change request webinar, the item we have just added. And let's go to the SharePoint list to see it here. Let me refresh it. And here it is. So change request webinar, description, the approver, the status, the data we have inputted in the app, it's already here. Very easy to use, very quick. You can start making your own PowerApps from SharePoint lists, and it will be just as this, just simple as this. So now we are going to demonstrate the second functionality. Larissa?
Thank you so much. That was quick, Andre. Microsoft is really making our way easy to create new apps and making our life easier managing projects. So now we are going to create a flow from this list, which we want to send it to the approver column, the user, to approve. So we're going to just click on Automate, Power Automate, and then create a flow. So Microsoft gives us a lot of templates, so we can start right on with Accelerator. So it's too easy our way out to start a flow. So we're gonna use today the one that is a request approval in Teams for a selected item in SharePoint. So what we want to do is create a flow that once we select an item, we're going to just send it to the approver for the column that has the user on it, and then they will approve or reject that item, and then it's going to change its status. So with pretty quickly, it's already being created. Okay, so there's a lot of steps on it, and you're going to change just little bit parts of it. So at first, for the first trigger, we have two parameters, which are for this template, it gives us like manual parameters, which would be like the user should enter a data, so it could send to the email that would be typed in at the time, but we don't want that because we already have the user on the list. So we're going to delete all the parameters. Although when we try to delete the second one, it tells that it's being used on this flow. We already looked for it and we couldn't find, maybe it's a bug, we don't know. So we're just gonna erase the whole, this step, this trigger, and then create exact same one. So we don't have those manual parameters. Okay, so I'm gonna just look for it very easily. So we inform the URL that we are using for our demo, and then change request list. All right. Then the first action that we want is get the ID of the item that we are selecting to send to approver, right? So I'm going to fill in the field to get the ID because we filled in the URL and the list, so it just gets the ID. All right. A little bit below, we're going to configure the message there, how the message is going to be shown for the approver, sorry. So we're going to type in change request, approval, and then insert the title so they know what's going on, where it's coming from, and then assign to the approver email that it also gets from the SharePoint user email, which is in the list because it's connected to SharePoint, and then give some description of the item on the details, and then link to the item. This way, the user can link and go straight to the item and see inside of the list to know what it's about if they want some more details. And then the title will be the link. All right. So this already is ready to send the message to Teams and also for the user email. Although after the action is done, we want to also update the status. So we're just gonna add an action right here. If it's approved, we want to update the item, right? So we keep all the exact same data, but we are gonna set the status to approved. So we select the URL and the list name, and we get all the information from the item, its ID, its title. See, it's very quick, and we can search for the field dynamically and then fill in the fields. So everything will just stay the same, of course, because we don't want to change any information from the item, only its status. So for the status, already give us the 3 values that we have over there right at this moment. So we just select approved. And then for the reject action, we are going to have the same exact thing. So we just can copy to my clipboard. It's very easy feature here, and then add the same action. Go to my clipboard, and then it is that we just copied. We're just going to change it to rejected, right? So we change rejected, and then we save. Once it's saved, we can go and already get that into action. So we go back to our list. We're gonna select an item, the first one that we just added, and then we go to automate. The user should just click on it and then select the flow that we just did. That's the one we had done it before. Just waiting a little bit so it gets action and send it to users. Okay, everything checked, continue. All right. Now we have the user back, is already logged in with our Teams and our email, and then we can go there and see that the item was sent for his approval. So there it is. We already had some other flows being approved before or rejected. We have this one that we just created, so we can see our new one. We can approve or reject exactly on Teams, so we don't have to leave. We know that we are using Teams more than ever now. Everything in the same place, so I just approve and comment. All right. We can also see that item that was sent for his email. They're gonna see right there. If you say, oh, already there it is. So it got that it was already completed the request because we just did in Teams. So we're gonna go back to our list and see that it's approved, and that's it. Pretty quickly, we created a flow, we approved, and the item was changed. Right, Andre?
Thank you. Right. Thank you, Larissa. In 15 minutes, we have demonstrated 2 very useful functionalities here for you to start using and creating your Power App and your Power Automate. Right now, we are going to demonstrate an app that we have pre-built. This is a little more complex, but not out of this world. It's a material receivement app that we can use it both online and offline, right? How cool is that? So here we have this button that simulates if we are online or offline. If we are offline, we cannot sync the data, but if we are online, it enables us. So as we can see, there are no offline items. So let's become offline, and then let's then synchronize the data, okay? So here we have our projects that we are going to register some new material receivements for this project. Let's go to the first one, construction of ABC flats. And here, all this data is stored in SharePoint as well. I think we should show you. So here we have just show the change requests, and here we have the material receivement, the list where we are storing our data, and then there's the library material receivement images that we are going to attach some files to it. And then, as you can see, those two files are already shown here, the timber and the brick for ABC flats. So let's, first of all, add a new material receivement. So material receivement for webinar. Who is the responsible? It's going to be Bach. Supplier is going to be some steel frames, dummy data that we have included here. So contact name, it's going to be contact. Phone number is like very quickly here. Email at email.com. Invoice number, okay. Material description. The issue date, so okay, any date. Are the materials okay? Let's say they are okay. So let's submit. And as you can see, we have one item that was created or updated offline. Let's see if this item is in SharePoint. It should not be, right? Because we are offline, we have not synchronized the data yet. So we have here only the data we have started with. So now we are going to choose this one that we have just created and attach a file to it. So here's the gallery showing all the images. Right now we have no image, so let's upload a new one. So I'm just doing it very fast here. So some steel frames, okay. We can change the name of the picture if we want to, but let's do it quick. Submit an item. Here we have the gallery. We can have as many images as we want to for any material receivement. So let's do just this simple test with one material and one image attached to it. And now let's head back to our homepage of the app. Let's turn it online and let's synchronize it. So what it's grabbing, it's grabbing the data that we have here offline and it's synchronizing with SharePoint. There we go. There are no more offline items. So here we have our new material receivement. And here, if we go to the material receivement images and update here, it should show here our image that it's linked to the material receivement that we have just included as well. How cool is that? Now we can use our app both offline and online. You can go to the field where you don't have an internet connection, and then once you are in the hotel, you connect it and synchronize the data. You don't lose the work that you have done during the day.
That's nice, okay. Andrea, thank you. Very nice app indeed. Now continue. We're gonna access our project online at the same environment that we've been using so far. And we are gonna enter, well, we've shown so far some lists and some apps that are in the root of the SharePoint, which is in the project online. Now we're gonna access the project and see how we can interact and give insert the app inside of a PDP. So let's access a project, office renovation. So we have our PDPs, and one of them, we inserted an iframe for the change request for the app that we just created. So we inserted inside a PDP. So you can do like in various ways. So you can insert an item on the list. You can access the app on your phone, on your mobile, or you can use the PDP to access your list. So here for this app, it does the exact same thing that the one that we showed before. But in this one, we already filtered the project. So as you can see, you only see the 3 change requests that are related to this project. So it does to all the projects, surely. And then we can also interact in here. You can add an item here and do the same thing. So just insert an item here so you can see the change on the list. Set the approver. So we just like have 3 of the fields here and also the attachments. So just to show, and then okay, insert it. We can go to the list and see that it was inserted. That's right there. So the default value for status pending, and that's it. We just inserted an item for the project inside the project, so we can do everything being inside the project, not leaving. And well, we can just choose the better way to do it, right, Andrea?
Great, great. Very useful, right? So we have 9 more minutes, and we are going to showcase the last app that we have prepared for you. So let's head back to our project here in the project online and see the project schedule. This app is going to interact with project online. So we are going to, through PowerApps, passing through Power Automate, interact with this data here. So we have our tasks, we have only our example schedule here, our plan that only has macro level tasks like initiation, planning, execution, and closing. And just to demonstrate our functionality, we can see here that we have 2 tasks assigned to Bach and 2 tasks assigned to Mozart. We are logged in as Mozart, and we are going to open this other app here, Webinar Update PPM Task. Let's hit play. And here we are going to update the tasks from PPM. Cool, right? So here we can see our projects. Let's access the same project that we are in the other tab. It's office renovation. And here, Mozart can only see the tasks that are assigned to him. So execution and closing are the only tasks that he has access. And here we can already see some data from the tasks, like who, what is starting date, the planned start date, and the planned finish date. So let's go to this task, execution. Here it's telling us what project it's from, the name of the task, the start date, the finish date, and let's fill here the actual start date. So it was supposed to start yesterday, December 8th. So let's do it. Let's say it's starting today, December 9th. So let's say it's 5% complete today, and we hit submit. When we hit submit, it activates a Power Automate, and it checks the project out. It changes what we have changed in the app, the actual start and the percent complete, and then it checks the project in again. This is necessary when interacting with project online data. So we refresh here the page, and it's already there. Simple as this. So actual start, change it to December 9th. The percent complete is here, 5%, and that's it. So in this example, we have shown the interacting with tasks, the entity tasks directly, but we could have done another app changing the assignment and then going to the status manager of the task, and then him or her approving it, and then it goes to the schedule. And also we could have done it in other PPMs tools as well, because as you can see, Power Automate and PowerApps, they are very powerful, they are very flexible. So let's just demonstrate again here, just filling out the actual finish. Let's go to the same task. Let's say we are by the end of the year, December 31, and then it's 100% complete. So we submit the item, we go back to our schedule, we refresh it, and it's already there. So it's very quickly, it's very useful. We can do it through PowerApps and Power Automate.
That was quick.
That was quick, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think we have finished for today. That wraps it up. So I'm going to just head back here to our slide. Here are our contacts. I hope you guys have learned a lot from us today. We gave you some tips and some information on how can you create a new app, create a new Power Automate, and show you some capabilities of both PowerApps and Power Automate.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andre and Larissa. That was excellent. I'm impressed with how much content and tips and tricks you guys were able to pack into under 30 minutes. I'm also impressed with some of the awesome tools and capabilities that Microsoft is providing us. So hopefully everyone else, you guys attending and watching, you learned something great today with some good takeaways. I don't see that we have any questions in the chat. So thank you guys again. Thanks for participating, Andre, Larissa. Appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Stay safe. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.